Welcome to JenPenCreations. I'm Jen. Today, I was going to talk about a personal experience that I have been having with trying to find a job and this AI weirdness that's happening in that space. However, I've decided to do a Let's Talk video instead because this morning, for some reason, my YouTube was just bombarded with a bunch of creators talking about this issue that's been happening fairly recently, like within the last year or so, with women not having a safe space in this world. Now, I know that there are other groups that don't have safe spaces in this world either, and that those safe spaces that they do have are starting to get taken away. But today my video is going to be about women and my own personal experiences with this. I don't think this is a new phenomenon. Honestly, I can't even think about a time ever now or in our history of this world where it was safe for women. Anywhere, ever. So let's talk about that. So stay with me and I'll get right to it. Have you seen this content on like Instagram and TikTok and other social media places called like red pill content or the manosphere? Okay, so that's where a lot of this is stemming from. I've watched a lot of videos with influencers talking, or not really influencers, but creators talking about this manosphere or the red pill culture. And oh my gosh, to me personally, it's just gross. It's absolutely sickening. It's disgustingly misogynistic, and most of the men who participate in it seem very insecure to me. I mean, I know it's just my opinion, and my opinion doesn't fucking matter. I mean, obviously my opinion doesn't matter. I make little YouTube videos. I have very few subscribers. Not many people are watching my shit right now. So obviously my opinion is not like the highest rated in the country, but I'm gonna tell you, that ideology is just pretty gross. And I think it's pretty gross to most of us who have like a sane way of thinking. So moving on from the manosphere, because I just don't want to give those guys any kind of attention or time. They don't deserve it. Don't look that shit up. Don't give it 2 seconds or even 2 milliseconds of your fucking time. They don't deserve it. They're absolutely horrible people who just put others down to make themselves feel good. It's pretty gross. And most of it, women. Now, from where I'm sitting, being a woman, and having had this happen to me on numerous occasions throughout my life, different phases and stages of my life, this has been one thing that has been constant, always there. As I've grown older, I've grown wary. And as a young teenager, I had no idea what was happening. I was taught you do not speak unless you're spoken to, and anything that comes out of your mouth has to be sweet and friendly. Because, I mean, besides, you attract more bees with honey, right? So you have to be nice. Well, from what I've learned, the only reason you have to be nice to these people is so they don't murder you after you reject them. That's why you have to be nice. I saw so many TikToks and Instagram reels and stuff watching these videos this morning that were just a girl sitting by herself at the park, videoing herself like wearing a cute outfit or reading a book or just doing something, and these dudes won't leave them alone. I get that. Like, they don't leave you alone to a point where you have to pack up your stuff and leave when all you wanted to do was read your book and make some fucking content. Like, are we not allowed to live anymore? Oh, well, she was wearing a tank top, sitting there on that blanket reading a book. Okay, it's nice and warm outside, and she feels comfortable in a tank top, but that doesn't mean that some dude can't hold it back in his pants and leave her alone. Or even if he did want to approach her in like that kind of fashion, he could be like, I think that you're very beautiful. And she says, thank you, I have a boyfriend. And then he moves on. Oh, just have a wonderful day. Thanks for giving me your time. And then he walks on. That's cool. That's awesome. But that doesn't happen. It does happen. But it happens not as often as it should. I mean, there are definitely exceptions to this. I mean, not all men are just horny grossness out in the world trying to hit on every woman they see and interrupt her day and make her feel uncomfortable to the point where she has to leave a public space. Now, after watching all these TikToks and videos and Instagrams and stuff, I started noticing a pattern. Most of these women have no idea that they're being filmed. Because these men will film these women that they go up and talk to and interrupt their day and be douchebags to and just gross. They are doing it without permission. They're wearing those stupid glasses, the Meta goggles or whatever. Meta has put their friggin' cameras in Ray-Bans and all kinds of sunglasses now. Kind of concerning to me that we can go out into the world, try to go grocery shopping, try to go take a hike, try to have a picnic with ourselves and our book because we finally get a minute to ourselves, not at work or whatever. And we can't have that minute because some alpha, beta, gamma male needs to come up to us and record us without our permission and then talk smack about us because we deny their advances. From what I've noticed, this is the Meta glasses or Meta goggles or whatever they're called, the glasses with cameras in them. This is the newest upgraded technology. I mean, this kind of shit's been happening for years and years. There's been cameras found in women's bathrooms in China or Japan or something, Korea. Dude, I'm certain there have been cameras found in women's bathrooms here in the United States. I'm pretty positive there have. I know that there are landlords that will set up cameras in bathrooms and homes before they rent out to people. It's disgusting. It's horrifying. We are being filmed without our consent everywhere we go, and it's just gross. So the only issue I'm having with everybody talking about it right now is, well, and I guess it's not even an issue. It's just that everybody's trying to say that it's something new. Like this is a whole new thing that all of a sudden women don't have safe spaces to be in. And I'm looking back on my own life thinking, I don't know if I've ever had a safe space to be in. Ever. And I know that for my own reasons, my own childhood reasons, I didn't feel safe at home. But also as I got older, I stopped feeling safe at school. And then I got jobs and got out into the workplace, and I didn't really feel safe at any of my jobs either, or where I was, because of creepersons that do creepy shit and say creepy shit and can't stay in their own personal bubble. I mean, I've been dealing with this since before I was a teenager. I was an early bloomer. I really, really wished growing up that I was a late bloomer, but I wasn't. I started puberty most likely around like 8 years old because my period started at 9. And by the time I was in middle school, junior high, 7th grade. I didn't look like the other little girls. I looked like the teachers. I got made fun of so bad. Those were the worst 2 years of my life. I hated it. I was so made fun of every day. I was bullied. It was horrible. And it was because I had boobs and I had hips, and none of the other little girls did. They all still were prepubescent, and they were making fun of me because I carried pads in my purse, because none of them had started their periods yet. They all still looked like the little boys. They all still were, they all were little kids still. None of them hit puberty. So I got made fun of for that. And looking back on that, I realized I looked like a woman at 10 and 11 years old. And I was being talked to and hit on by grown-ass men at that age. I look back on it and I'm like, how fucking disgusting. I was like 11 years old, being sexualized by grown men that I didn't know, because I would walk to my friend's house to go play basketball or street hockey because I was still a kid. I was a kid. I was 10. It's so weird looking back on that. It's like hindsight is always 20/20. And I'm looking back at my life with this lens of being an adult now and knowing that shit was so wrong. I remember a time being 13 years old. Me and another girlfriend of mine, we were walking down a pretty busy street in my hometown and got honked at, yelled at, whistled at, all the way up the road. It was like every 5 minutes we were walking, we would get another one. It was so weird. I learned to walk the side streets anywhere I was going. Even if I was going to a place that was on a main road, I would walk a bunch of side streets and go into the back of the parking lot and go in through it that way. I walked everywhere when I was a kid. I mean, I didn't have a car. I couldn't drive anywhere. I had a bicycle until I didn't have tires. I mean, tires go flat, and when you don't have money, you don't get that stuff fixed. So I would walk everywhere, and I would get hooted at and hollered at. I was like 13, 11. It doesn't happen near as much anymore. I try not to walk along streets. I don't like walking on any kind of street that a car can drive down. If it's part of my walk, I will grit my teeth and bear it, but I choose to walk on paths through like parks and nature centers and up in the mountains and stuff where cars are not driving, because then I don't get harassed. So let's get into what happens when dudes don't know how to take no for an answer and things start getting scary. I've experienced a stalker in my life. And honestly, I found out that a lot of women have. It's not an uncommon thing. It's very strange that it happens to a lot of us. And if you've ever experienced a stalker, you know what I'm talking about. It's fucking scary. And some women don't get out with their life. And it's horrifying. Now, when I was 16, mind you, I had a boyfriend. And he didn't do anything to me. Me and him, I mean, we had an okay relationship for it being my first relationship and his like second or something. But that's neither here nor there. While I was dating him, there was a guy that was friends with a friend of mine's boyfriend. So he was like, me and my friend, her boyfriend, his friend. Way over here. And this dude was obsessed with me. Anytime I hung out with her and her boyfriend, he was there, he would not leave me alone. He was obsessive. He would not stay out of my personal bubble. He wanted to touch me all the time. He wanted to be near me all the time. His face near mine all the time. And I was grossed out. I was grossed out by this dude. I started getting scared of this guy when I told him, dude, I don't want to be with you. I have a boyfriend and I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. And when he just wouldn't leave me alone, telling me he doesn't care if I have a boyfriend, he's gonna have me whether I have a boyfriend or not. And that started to freak me out. And you know, I am not going to do what everybody else did to me back then and victim shame me, but I'm going to tell you the things that I heard, okay? Well, you shouldn't have been over there with your friend. You knew that guy was going to be there and you're scared of him, so you shouldn't have been hanging out with your friend that night. That's something that I heard a lot after this happened when I would talk to people about it. So I stopped talking to anybody about it. I think I told like maybe 2 people about it after the incident actually happened. And these are the things I was told. I should not have been wearing the jean shorts and the tank top that I was wearing that night because that enticed him. I'm not allowed to be comfortable in the summertime. I was wearing a pair of jean shorts and a tank top. Give me a break. I wasn't dancing on a pole and taking my clothes off and shoving my parts in anybody's face or anything. I was not asking for it, okay? And that was a night that I was hanging out with my friend. And yeah, maybe I should have made a better decision and not gone to hang out with my friend that night. But why is that on me? I should be able to hang out with my friends without getting assaulted by some fucking dude that won't leave me alone. Doesn't know how to handle being rejected or told no. So I go with her. I thought we were going to her boyfriend's house. Well, no, we were going to her boyfriend's house to pick him up. And then we were going over to this dude's house. And I'm like, I'm a little uncomfortable with that, but I'm like, you know, my friend is here and her boyfriend is here and dude has a roommate. I don't know. Well, at that point, I didn't know him. And I was like, you know, I could be okay. I should be fine. And I should be able to, you know, stand up for myself and be able to keep this guy off of me. Well, we were drinking. And yes, I was 16. He was much, much older than me, by the way. Much. Like in his mid-20s, maybe older. That's where that is. Just throwing that bit of information at you. We were drinking. His roommate comes home. Now, mind you, he had been at work. He worked at some fast food restaurant down by my mom's house. Okay. He comes home and we're all drunk, of course, by then, because he closed the restaurant. It was, probably 2:00 in the morning, you know, and he comes in, we're all drunk. By this time, this dude just would not quit touching me. He would not stop touching me. He had his hands on me all the time in places I did not want them. And I kept pushing him away and pushing him off of me and trying to get him away from me. My friend laughed about it, thought it was cute and silly and funny. Oh, look who has a crush on Jenny. Gross, dude. When I am totally uncomfortable and feeling not okay in the moment, and she's just laughing and her boyfriend's laughing about it. Come on, Jenny, you know you want to give it up. You know you do. No, dude, I fucking don't. This is gross. This person is gross to me, and I don't want anything to do with him. He won't leave me alone. Just because he likes me does not mean I'm required to like him or want what he has. Okay? That's gross. No. No. So, guy who just came in, he comes in, he goes into the kitchen, he says hi to everybody. I didn't know him, but my friend's boyfriend knew him, and of course, crazy guy knew him because they were roommates. And so my friend also knew him, but I didn't. So he introduced himself to me. He was very nice and very cordial, and I asked him if he was going to be drinking with us. He wasn't drinking yet. He just got off work, and, you know, a lot of people want to wind down after they get off work, and he's like, no, I don't do that. And he sat down, and we were talking. We got into a conversation. He was telling me about the reasons why he don't drink, his faith, his religion. He believed in God, and God told him that his body is his temple, and he's not going to be drinking and doing drugs and stuff like that. So I respected that, and I'm like, cool, that's awesome. Hey, tell me about your religion and stuff, because I would much rather sit down and listen to this dude talk about Christianity and talk about God than have other crazy guy with his hands all over me and trying to put his face in my face, and oh my God, dude. Oh, it was so horrible. It was so bad. Like, I feel like he was literally trying to have his way with me without my consent. While I was sitting there talking to roommate guy, crazy guy, got crazy. He got so mad. I looked at him and I said, leave me the fuck alone. Get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you. And in that moment, I could see it in his eyes. In that moment, something changed in the back of his eyes. In his mind, something changed, and I could read it all over his face, and his face turned red, and he got mean in a second. Just pow. He was mean and angry and pissed off, and it was aimed at me. And he went to the kitchen, and he grabbed a knife, and before I even realized it, he was coming through the kitchen door into the living room with a knife, yelling at me, well, if I can't have you, no one can. And I freaked the fuck out, and I jumped up off the couch and I ran out the door. Honestly, at that point, I have no idea what my friend and her boyfriend were doing. Shit, for all I know, they could have been getting it on the couch. I don't even know. I was drunk and having a conversation about God with some dude I didn't know. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was a knife at me, coming at me, trying to kill me. I ran out the door as quickly as I could, and I started running around the house. The roommate, he runs outside and gets in his car and starts it up and comes and finds me, and he's like, get in right now. And I jumped in his car. Right behind me was the crazy guy, and he comes and tries to jump in the window to knock out, because he was jumping in the driver's side window. He comes out from around the car and jumps in the driver's side window, tries to punch out the guy who's trying to get me out of the situation, and dude shoves him out the window and pulls away, and we drive off. That guy literally saved my life that night. And I have thanked him profusely for that. He is no longer with us on this planet, and I'm very sad for that. But he saved my life that night. and I will never forget it. I also will never, ever, ever forget how some men take rejection. And that is the reason why women have to be so nice and friendly all the time. Because if you're not nice and friendly, you get a douchebag who's going to chase you around the fucking house with a knife, telling you that if he can't abuse you and take advantage of you, nobody else can be in your life ever, and he's going to take your life from you. It's some scary shit. And it really hit me this morning watching these videos, knowing that they're now making this stupid meta goggles contraption that is furthering the non-existence of safe places for women. It's just making it even worse. When are we going to start making things better? Right now, we've got the creepy McCreepersons designing and creating technology for the creepy McCreepersons. Like, how gross. We've got them in the White House. We've got them in Congress. We've got them in top positions in different countries across the whole globe. It is definitely disgusting. It's a creeper apocalypse out there. I'm just begging you all to stay safe. If you're a man and you want to be somebody who is safe for us to be around, if you see it happening, call them bitches out. Say, oh, hey, that's a camera up there. I see it. That's a camera. That's a camera. Save that woman. Let her get away. Help her out. Walk her home. You're another woman and you see it happening to a woman, walk her the fuck home. There was a lady who saw another woman crying inside the grocery store or the gas station convenience store maybe, and she asked her what happened. The dude that did it was long gone, but that doesn't mean that fear is gone. That woman was terrified for her life, and that other woman walked her home that night. So let's do that for each other. Let's love each other. Let's take care of each other. Let's give each other a safe place to be. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really, really hope that you got something out of this. Go out and help each other today. Let's make this place a safer place for women and children and all people. Everybody. Let's try to make it a safer place. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.